The last 4 years has really destroyed the United States in other ways as well. The sanctions have not worked. They've expanded the sanctions, and as I said, they help create an incentive for BRICS to find a solution. But also the United States has destroyed its image across the world by supporting this genocide, and so have the Europeans. So the United States, its economy is on the decline. Its image has been destroyed. Its tools for imposing its will on other countries have diminished, as you've rightly pointed out. And so really, a sane leader in Washington would look for an alternative solution. That was not pursued by Biden. That was not pursued by Trump during his first 4 years. Even with regards to Russia, Trump spoke positively about relations with Russia.
If Trump wins, he's already got his hands full, if he wanted to change something, with the State Department. Do you see them all rowing the same way, or will there be friction, and how will that implement relations between Washington and Tehran?
Iran-U.S. relations are about as bad as it can get. The United States continues to enforce what it calls maximum pressure sanctions. Nothing changed under Biden. He kept all of the sanctions that Trump had exposed, and he added new sanctions every now and then, although everything was already sanctioned, but he would sanction things for a second time, a third time, mostly symbolic. So there isn't much that Trump can do that Biden hasn't already done. And the State Department under Biden, I don't think is a State Department that can be considered to be normal or balanced. It is, after all, been supporting the Holocaust in Gaza. It's been supporting the genocidal airstrikes in Lebanon. Blinken is considered by many to be Netanyahu's lawyer. So I don't see how this is going to change much. What probably can be said is that Trump is going to face a lot of internal resistance, both by the deep state for a host of different reasons, but also because of the growing economic crisis in the country. And the policies that he plans to pursue in the United States are going to be met with a lot of anger by his opponent. So that, on the one hand, and the complexities of the global situation, the rivalry between the United States and China, which is only going to increase, the situation in Ukraine, which is very difficult to resolve because the Russians have expectations, and if Trump capitulates, then it will be a humiliation for him. And then we have Gaza, where the world has turned against the Israeli regime. So it's going to be very difficult for Trump to do anything against the Iranians that would be very surprising.
But can I make the point that Donald Trump is a businessman? Now, he'll have been looking at the last number of years at sanctions, and he'll have seen blown back on his own country. And the money that's being gone out, taxpayer money to, as you've laid it out, the likes of Ukraine, Israel and other nations, and no return for him. So he's looking at the bottom line on that. But the point is, of course, will he be allowed to pursue what he wants?
Well, that is a big question. On the one hand, the sanctions regime that the United States has imposed under him and before him, the maximum pressure sanctions against Iran were actually initiated by Obama. And then, of course, Biden expanded them to include Russia. So that has actually helped strengthen the idea of building BRICS to become an institution which protects its members from sanctions and an institution that would help create alternative means for business. So Trump knows that this is a threat. If the U.S. dollar is no longer what it was before, then the United States is going to be even in greater trouble. The less the dollar is used, the more economic misery they have at home, and inflation as well. And on the other hand, if Trump really wants to make America great again, he is going to have to cut costs. And the United States has, 800, 900 military bases across the world. Is he really going to shut them down? Will they allow him to shut them down? Mm-hmm. I think that he is going to have many problems, and the United States is going to be facing very difficult months and years ahead.
Yeah.
But of course, a declining empire is also very dangerous.
We heard that, the comment before we started talking, and it was a stark admission. Tehran saying that it's resisted US pressure over the past 40 years of sanctions. Well, something's not working then if 4 decades of sanctions have been implemented, and we're at the situation we are today with so much friction, and Iran, having friendships and business deals with other nations, global south primarily. So there's an issue at play here going forward, that if it doesn't work, why are you doing the same thing all over again?
Yes, and the last 4 years has really destroyed the United States in other ways as well. The sanctions have not worked. They've expanded the sanctions, and as I said, they helped create an incentive for BRICS to find a solution. But also the United States has has destroyed its image across the world by supporting this genocide, and so have the Europeans. So the United States, its economy is on the decline. Its image has been destroyed. Its tools for imposing its will on other countries have diminished, as you've rightly pointed out. And so really, a sane leader in Washington would look for an alternative solution. That was not pursued by Biden. That was not pursued by Trump during his first 4 years. Even with regards to Russia, Trump spoke positively about relations with Russia, but he continued to pursue the same policies as previous presidents, especially the one before him, in pushing the Ukraine towards greater conflict with Russia. So we haven't seen any evidence that the United States is going to change direction. But I think reality is going to increasingly put pressure on the United States to shift. And if it doesn't do so, then I think the United States will pay a very heavy price. In any case, this is not the world that Trump was dealing with when he was president. Things have changed a lot. The West has declined, and the global majority is further empowered.